Still in court, 7 Chinese investors who pleaded guilty on charges of drilling Lwera wetland have appeared at Machinda Utilities, Standards and Wildlife Magistrates Court for sentence before Magistrate Gladys Kamasanyu. After analysing both sides' submissions, Magistrate Gladys Kamasanyu fined 7 Chinese nationals 217 million shillings for drilling Lwera wetland in a manner that is likely to destroy it, or to serve 3 years imprisonment at Lwera government prison,
of which each convict will serve an imprisonment term of 3 years. In default of payment of the 30 million Uganda shillings, each person will serve an imprisonment term of 3 years. On count 2, for the offence of conspiracy to commit a felony, each of the convicts is sentenced to a fine of 10 million Uganda shillings only, in default of which each convict will serve an imprisonment term of 1 year. And this is how they'll be served. The fines are cumulative. They will all be paid on each count, which means each man pays a fine of 40 million Uganda shillings. And that makes a total of 280 million Uganda shillings for all the 7 convicts. We got it? The imprisonment terms run concurrently, and that means they serve the longest term, which is a term of 3 years imprisonment. 3 years and 1 year, they move together for your benefit, to make them understand. That's what it means concurrently. You have a right of appeal.
In sentencing the 7, Magistrate Gladys Kamasanyu was of the view that wetlands are very important in our lives since they filter solid waste and drain water, among other grounds.
This court heard that drilling was being done in Lwera wetland system, where WQ Company Limited had already been ordered by NEMA to restore. Instead of restoring the area, more damage was instead being done to the wetland. Whereas counsel for the convicts submitted that the convicts may not have been aware that there was no authorization to drill Lwera wetland system, which in fact is no defense. I did find that the offenses were committed with impunity, and there's need to stop such impunity and protect the environment, our environment, under which they were charged on count 1, provides for a punishment of a fine not exceeding 600 million Uganda shillings only, or an imprisonment term not exceeding 12 years, or both the fine and imprisonment. Section 168 of the same law, under which they were charged and convicted on count 2, provides for a sentence of a fine of not exceeding 100 million Uganda shillings, or an imprisonment term not exceeding 5 years, or both the fine and imprisonment term. The convicts, being first-time offenders who are employed by WQ Company Limited to drill the wetland system, having pleaded guilty and thereby not wasting court's time and other resources, they will not be sentenced to the maximum penalties that the law provides. However, due to the dire need to protect wetlands in this country today. They deserve sentences on each of the counts that will help them reform, deter other offenders, to stop other offenders who are not yet in courts, and therefore protect the environment. With all those reasons, the convicts are sentenced as follows. Count 1, for the offense of disturbing Lwera wetland system, each of the convicts is sentenced to a fine. Each of the convicts, each man, yes, is sentenced to a fine of 30 million Uganda shillings only.
The group was arrested on 8th July 2024 by National Environment Management Authority NEMA, together with the Environment Police in Kamunga Village, Magezi Kizungu Parish, Lukaya Town Council, in Kalungu District. The ruling comes at a time when the same court 2 weeks back fined Kerim Ray 200 million, an investor and a taxation, for depositing Maram in Wajari wetland in Mukono District.
So, on behalf of others, he's saying, in the beginning when they were brought here, when I wasn't here, they didn't understand the whole case because of the language barrier. They are under that.
And you came, you talked with them.
Yes?
Yes, the charges were never read to them until you came.
Okay.
Hey, because you're going to get tired.